Of
It seems
course,
like y'all
UConn
turned that invitation down for no reason at all.
at USA trials and not worrying about their individual games. And that's
Haley Jones just won a national championship.
I
have a
UConn.
question.
Hold on, let me finish this. I like UConn team.
Hello, everybody. My name is Rashad Milligan. This is my YouTube channel. If you are new to the channel, this is the road to 2K subs. Anyways, we got your favorites back in the building. We got UConn fan, Mr. Joel over here. And we got South Carolina fan, Terrell over here, a.k.a. Ashy Knuckles. Fellas, how are you guys doing today?
Doing all right tonight. Rashad, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing well. I woke up well. I had my vaccine a couple days ago, and yesterday when I woke up, it was whooping my behind. But today I woke up and I felt great.
Woke up this morning. I'm doing well, Rashad. Thank you for asking.
I was just about to ask you. Well, I did ask you at the beginning. I said, fellas, how you guys doing? Right?
I didn't want to interrupt.
Okay.
I didn't want to interrupt since
All
the
right,
fans have an issue with that.
Oh, okay. Joel said he had some things for the fans. Joel, go ahead and speak to the fans.
So a few things happened between our last video and this video. I actually got to talk with two UConn players, one former and one current, which is pretty cool. They thought that the channel was my channel, and the videos have got back to some of the players. They've obviously watched the videos. They've heard what was said. So some things they wanted to set some things straight in regard to just where the mindset for UConn is going into next season, and some other things that were said. The former player actually just reached out to kind of clear up the Katie Lou. And it wasn't Katie Lou, but it was a player that played with Lou. They just wanted to clear up some of the Katie Lou I guess sleepness. I ain't been sleep. I've been done told y'all that people respect Lou. Y'all just don't for whatever reason. But the current player who asked me not to say her name, which I won't because they're not supposed to talk to media. That's like a team rule, I guess.
It's an NCAA thing. I got you, players.
Right. So, and I told her, of course I wouldn't, I wouldn't say that, but she definitely let me know that it's what she was saying. She's speaking for the team, where the team mindset is. I guess all teams, for the most part, are kind of like on vacation right now. They're all kind of back home until summer school starts, which is like mini camp for most programs. I mean, programs that want to be in the Final Four. So UConn is probably going to start back up around June. So all of them are at home right now. They're all in the gym. Some of the players definitely heard about the conversation that we were having. You know what I'm about to say, Rashad?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Right, Rashad, guess what I'm about to say first.
I don't want to guess. I
just want to see if you be thinking what I be thinking.
Man.
Just say what you want to say.
Well, okay. What I wanted to say, I was like, no, forget that. That's too easy because you just kind of said the Katie Lou thing. So that was my first thing that I was thinking about. But I guess second thing I'll be thinking about is maybe the Gino, the way he talks to players thing. Is that anything?
No. I thought you were talking about no. So what I was just about to say, I thought you were going to say the USA. Remember the USA trials that we had brought up? Right. Me and Terrell. Terrell was kind of saying like, I don't know if Terrell said it. I don't think I said it. I don't remember who said it. But
yeah, it was me.
Terrell kind of said, no UConn players were there, and
no.
I already knew.
I wasn't trying to say that. I was just saying that, three of my players was on the team, was going to be added to the team this year. That's all I was saying. I wasn't saying that there was no UConn players.
Just for the fact check. Just for the fact check. That's what Terrell said. And then Joe responded, none of our players going because we turned it down because we preparing for a national championship.
And that pretty much is what the mindset is. And that's what that's one of the things that the person wanted to clear up. That of course,
seems like you turned that invitation down for no reason at all.
Say it again, Terrell. I'm sorry, I missed it.
You said they turned down the invitation because they were thinking about national championship. Well, it seems like they turned that invitation down for nothing. They should have just went.
Well, the national championship for 2022 is not until 2022, so they didn't. So they're preparing for that. The championship for 2021 already belongs to Stanford. We know South Carolina likes to hang banners for years that they did not win championships, but that banner belongs to Stanford. It's already done. So as far as the next championship, though, they just wanted to be clear that, of course, UConn players were invited. It was a group, I guess, team thing to not take part. That's what I was told. They decided not to take part. They're focusing on their individual games, which is something that I love to hear, which is something that I assumed as well. Usually, you know, when you have a loss like that Arizona loss, it's a lot of mental things, and a lot of the things that I like that the player talked to me about, and I'm talking about the player that's on the current team. I already knew, and I've already said, but it is interesting to hear it out of the mouth of the people it actually applies to. So a lot of the things that I thought about the way our girls were thinking was correct, was that they have a lot of mental growth to do. They have a lot of I guess soul searching was one of the words that was used, and everybody is on that same page of coming into next season with a killer mentality,
Well, I mean,
and a
being
something
that,
to prove mentality.
don't you think they should have been had that attitude? Like, why are they just getting the attitude? Like, you supposed to have that attitude. Oh yeah, I remember. They're on going on 6-year championship drought. So now they're taking it serious because before it wasn't no competition. They was getting it so easy. So now they got to work for it now. That's basically what you're saying. So I
Oh, and
understand.
that's also something I forgot about that too. I'm going to address that too, because Terrell has said numerous times. I didn't realize until I went back and watched the videos. Terrell has said numerous times in these videos that the competition around the whole women's college basketball landscape. And I told the person that I talked to, this was the alumni player. I never agreed with Terrell when he was saying it. I don't know why Terrell was saying that. Talent has not necessarily increased. There's always been talent in the women's game. There's always been lots of talent in the women's game. So UConn has won when there were great players in women's college basketball.
When UConn was on, I mean, you're right. There's always been
tons of great players.
But mostly it's always been like maybe one key player that was on the team that was that superstar, but now you might have maybe 2 or 3. That's basically what I mean.
Not necessarily, because if you think about it, Terrell, I mean, there has not been a player like if you think about the players that I'm assuming you're talking about, like you can think about Diana Taurasi, you can think about Candace Parker, Shamika Holslaw at Tennessee, Maya and Stewie, like those type of those type of players, to me, I mean, since Stewie, I mean, some people argue that Asia Wilson was a generational player. I don't think Asia's a generational player. That's my personal opinion. I understand why South Carolina fans feel like she is. And I definitely feel like that's debatable. But in regard to who we've had at UConn, I don't think Asia Wilson is a generational type talent. Not at UConn, because she just isn't. I don't think Asia Wilson is better than.
Whoa. Slow that down. So you saying out of all the players that y'all been having, she don't compare to none of them? That's what you're saying?
I wouldn't say that she's not better than any Asia Wilson's not better than any generational talent.
She's better than Olivia Nelson-O'Donnell. She's better than her.
I just said generational talents. I just said that. Diana Taurasi, Maya.
Okay. Well, yeah.
She's not better than them. She's not better than them. And
is that a knock? Is that a knock? That's not a knock. It's not a knock. That's like saying like LeBron isn't a top 5 player to ever play the game of basketball out of the billions of players who have ever played basketball. Like, that's not a knock. That's not a knock.
It's not a knock at all. And I mean, like I said, at South Carolina, she is a generational talent at South Carolina. She's not a generational talent at UConn, number one, because she didn't go to UConn. And I'm just saying, the players that literally had a chokehold on the sport. You know, when Diana was there, people kind of felt like UConn had a chokehold on winning. When Maya was there, they felt the same way. When Stewie was there, obviously they felt the same way. I don't think there's been a player since Stewie until Paige. And that's why when Rashad is saying like all the talent it's like Paige is really the first generational talent that has come since Stewie, in my opinion, to UConn. But anyway, let me get back to what the current player was saying. The current player wanted everybody to know that UConn Nation, they're coming in next year with a very hungry attitude. They take
Who isn't?
Exactly.
I'm
Who's not going to be
sorry.
hungry?
I'm sorry, Joe. I apologize,
You
Joe.
took the
But
words
who
right
is
out
it?
of my mouth. I would think the same thing.
Who comes into the first practice of a season and says, you know what? It's okay if we don't win the championship.
I can tell you who isn't. Since you asked who isn't,
I'm sorry.
You said who isn't. Who
I'm
isn't?
sorry. I got a little hype there. Because
but let me answer that.
Okay. I'm sorry, Joe. I apologize.
The players who are not coming into
next season
that hungry are the players that you see at USA trials and not worrying about their individual games. And that's
Haley Jones just won a national championship.
So you're saying if you go to the USA trials, you're not worrying about your individual game? That's what you're saying?
I didn't say that. All I said was Rashad just said who isn't coming into next season hungry. All I'm saying is that's what I was told. They're coming into the season with a
who isn't
hungry mentality. They're coming into the season.
You really think? Excuse me. I'm sorry, Joe. I apologize for cutting you off. The watchers, subscribers, I apologize for getting this worked up this early. You know, I will come down for the rest of the thing and make this thing watchable because I don't want to make it unwatchable for y'all. You know, this is great conversation between Joel and Terrell, but who you're telling me people from South Carolina, right, are coming into next season and they're like, it's okay if we don't win a national championship this year. You're telling me Haley Jones, who literally just won outstanding player of the national tournament, just won a ring. You don't think she wants 2 more before she leaves?
I can't speak on other teams because I haven't talked to them.
But you literally just said. But hold on, Joel. You literally, this is your words. Who doesn't want to win a national championship? And you responded, those girls who are at Team USA trials. Yeah. The girls who are at Team USA literally just won a championship.
Yeah, so they in the trial. They trying to get gold, man.
Come on.
Wait, you said the girls that just won were at the USA trials just won a championship. I mean, you said you kind of said who isn't like the player that talked to me on behalf of UConn. You saying like everybody's coming in with that hungry mentality.
Everybody, if you are an athlete at the Division I level, right? Your goal is you want to win a championship. So
that's the goal, but we don't know. Hold
on, Joe. So even if I'm at a small school, if I'm at a Conference USA, if I'm at a Sun Belt, my goal for the season is to win a championship, whether that be a Sun Belt championship, a conference championship, whether that's a regional championship, whether that's the national championship. No one comes into a season, especially if they didn't win the championship the season prior, and doesn't think, I want to win the championship. Who comes in off a loss, especially if you come from a winning program, comes in the next season and doesn't think,
especially if you lost
I
like
don't want
in
to win the championship.
Finals or something like.
To be honest with y'all, what school outside of UConn, honestly, realistically, has that type of standard year in and year out? Nobody.
South Carolina.
So
South Carolina.
South Carolina does not have that mentality year in and year out. South Carolina just got, and that was another thing that was addressed. Like South Carolina, y'all got to stop rewarding new success prematurely. South Carolina has had some success, but it's very little success. It's very little success. Listen to what I'm saying. I just let both of y'all talk for about 5 minutes. So both of you, I want you guys to listen. What I'm saying is it's a different level and it's a different standard at UConn. It's not the same at these other places. And that was like I said earlier when I started talking to y'all, a lot of the things I'm telling y'all, I already knew this. And that's what I was telling the person that was talking to me. I know this stuff. But who doesn't know this stuff are you guys who think the programs that you support are automatically just going to develop a championship or bust mentality overnight. No, like South
No, I
Carolina.
mean, I already know when it comes to South Carolina, I already know nothing comes overnight. Because like I said, our program was down. We was the bottom dwellers.
And I'm not saying South Carolina. I'm sure South Carolina is going to come in with a hungry mentality. All I'm saying is what I was told was in regard to the UConn team. I can't really speak on what the other mentalities of the other teams are.
So why are you speaking for them? That doesn't make sense, Joel.
I'm not speaking for them.
No. You literally just said, Joel. I want you to follow what you're saying right now. You said these other teams that you guys keep bringing up, they don't have the mentality of UConn. It's just different at UConn. Okay.
Based
okay.
Off of
Wait, hold on.
Based off of what we've
5
seen,
minutes later, you say I can't speak for what the other teams are thinking because I haven't spoken to the other teams. So why are you saying that?
No. You getting
exactly.
What I'm saying is I can't speak for the other teams in regard to what their mindset going into the next season is like technically, because I have not talked to any other team. But what I do have to go off of is their resume, their history. And
who on the current UConn team?
Everybody but UConn's team
was on the UConn national championship.
They don't have to have any. There doesn't have to be any players that was on the current national championship because you're still being coached by somebody who has 11 championships. That's what I'm saying. So
that's a good point. That's a good point. That's a good point. That's a good point, Joe. I'm not gonna lie. That's a good point.
Culture is always gonna be there. And what I'm just trying to get you guys to understand is that at these other programs, yeah, you can talk a good game and say, hey, it's championship or bust, but it's really not at these other programs. South Carolina hung a banner for the #1 ranking. That's not a championship or bust program.
Because you know why? Because
I'm trying to get you to understand.
We hung that banner.
The players want y'all to understand that.
We hung that banner because COVID jerked us out of a championship. That's why
I don't care about y'all hanging the banner. That's not my business. All I'm saying is
I can't tell because that's the first thing.
All I'm saying is when we're talking about championship or bust mentality, hanging a banner for a #1 ranking does not let me see that you saw that not winning the championship. Anything else outside of winning the championship is a failure.
That's what's wrong with y'all UConn fans. Y'all been riding this wave for what you said so many years. Y'all been doing this. Y'all been a product of excellence for so many years. So y'all used to, like you said, you used to championships or bust. You used to that. But as you notice, what's this going on? What, 6 years y'all haven't had a championship?
But all I'm saying is y'all just can't say South Carolina all of a sudden is a championship or bust program, and they're hanging banners for #1 ranking.
Listen, since we won our national championship,
I think you should hang your accomplishments.
Since 2017, it's been national championship or bust for us. We put that banner up there. You know why? Because everything was focused on Oregon. When we was the #1 team, clearly the best team.
Y'all also have hung a Final Four. Y'all also have a Final Four banner.
Dawn Stelly said, let's hang this up there just in case people forgot who was #1.
Hold on, let me interject, because y'all also have a Final Four banner hung up there as well. So if you have a Final Four banner hung up there as well, that's not a championship or bust. At the end of the day,
for our program, yes, yeah, it was. That was a big deal.
That's what I'm trying to get you to realize. There's a big deal.
Listen, we're until we could put in 11 championships, then we could worry about what's hung up in our gym.
But that's what you just acknowledged.
Right now, it's about progress. Joel, right now it's about. I acknowledge that y'all are a superb college team. I'll give y'all that. Y'all been winning championships. Y'all are what the standard is right now. But that's coming to an end. I know y'all don't want to understand that or believe that.
The person that I spoke with, I think what their main point was, and again, I already know this, but I think she wanted to get across to people that we can't celebrate the same things other teams celebrate. And just because in the fact that we can't, like, that makes playing where we play difficult. And like I told her, well, a lot of people will say that was y'all choice, and like she said, yeah, that was our choice. We knew that coming in. But a lot of people who critique us don't understand that. And me and you literally just had that type of dialogue. Like you just said, we're gonna hang those things because they are a big deal to us right now.
Well, okay, Joel.
We're building up.
Let me clarify this too. I don't have any problem with the UConn players not going to the Team USA. I honestly do not care that much for the Team USA thing. So if any of y'all are wondering, and another question, was said player that you spoke to, current player, were they invited to the Team USA?
I wasn't told, but knowing who it is, I would assume, yeah. I can't say.
Thanks for watching. First of all, thanks for watching. I'm honored. First of all, thanks for watching. Second thing, Ana Labonte, hit me up, jrashadmilligan@hotmail.com. If you ask why it's Hotmail, mind your business. Hit me up. You know what I'm saying? Hit me up. Let's do some business. I told my people, talk to your people, we be good. But continue, Joel. I'm sorry.
But I forgot what I was saying. Before.
Yeah, you know why? Because it was a bunch of gibberish.
You were saying the thing to Terrell about like we just said, you guys celebrated.
Yeah, about us, being happy, hanging those banners, being that we just started.
Yeah, they wanted, and again, like I keep saying, I already know this, but they wanted people to understand that when you come to UConn, you literally cannot. It's one thing to say, hey, a season's a failure, but other teams, when your season ends, you may go back and you may celebrate, hey, we got this far in the NCAA tournament, or we may celebrate by hanging a Final Four participation banner or whatever. And this player wanted me to know, which I already knew because I've been watching UConn way before this player got to UConn, but there's none of that at Connecticut. Like, everything is a waste. The whole season is a waste. And I don't feel that way because I do feel like what Gino said in his post-game Arizona press conference, they're going to learn from the things that they didn't know this season. I think another year with that group being together, is going to be great for them. But I just know, taken away from my conversation with them, I like the mentality of the team because I have a question. Hold on, let me finish this. I like UConn teams that come into the season knowing that they're the best team and that they're not gonna shy away from it. And I thought this was an interesting point that the person said this because, as people on the outside looking in, I think we see this all the time. Like, we feel like, UConn gets all of the media attention, they get all of this fanfare. And she told me next season, we gonna be on one. We gonna be like, yeah, we are that team.
Y'all better be. Y'all got two generational players.
Hold on. Yeah, we are that team. This is our sport, and we're not shying away from it anymore. And I thought that was interesting because I never knew that they felt like they had to shy away from anything. But they do feel that way. They do feel like, it's a lot of UConn all of the time, and sometimes it makes their other, I guess, colleagues in regards to the players that they play against, it makes them feel less than. And I feel like that speaks to the character of our girls, like the fact that
hold on, wait. Let me ask you this, Joe. Do you think UConn took Arizona lightly? That's why they lost that game. All this is going to lead to something I'm getting to.
Yeah, I do. I don't think they took them lightly. I think after the Baylor game, I think the Baylor game seeding and where games fall, they matter. To have a game like Baylor against that and to win the way they won that Baylor game, I think a lot of them, I think the team and the coaching staff kind of exhaled. Like, we're probably not going to run into another team like that. So whoever we play next, they may, even if they're good, they're not going to be like Baylor. I think that may have been the mentality after that Baylor game. Because remember, they played Baylor on Monday. They played Arizona that Friday. So I don't know if they necessarily.
Which in other words, they overlooked them because, like you said, it wasn't Baylor, so they didn't see the competition stopping.
Arizona wasn't a one seed in their region. I think all of that just played into. I don't think they looked at them as they looked like in that Baylor game. I think they were afraid. UConn was afraid to be eliminated. Even when you go back and watch it, I see the franticness in their play. In the Arizona game, it kind of was just like they were just kind of like, okay, when is this going to end? Like, and then when they finally realized, you know, oh man, we're about to lose, it was too late. And too many things happened down the stretch.
That was a humbling game for you. I think that's why, you know, the player that you talk to feel the way she feels. Because my opinion is that Gino was overconfident. You know, when he talked to the media, he'd be like, you know, I think my girls took them lightly, whatever. He took them lightly too. You know what I'm saying?
Think so.
I could tell by
Gino said in his press conference they prepared for Arizona harder than Baylor. I don't believe that.
Yeah, exactly. So I could tell by the smirk that be in Gino's face when they lose. He'd be having that smirk like, yeah, this wasn't really supposed to happen. This wasn't supposed to happen, but it happened. But, you know,
he'd be like,
okay, cool.
Okay.
But I just feel UConn just need that humble pie, man. I just feel they just need an extra couple of slices this year coming up.
Another thing.
But we've been humbled in the semifinal for the last 4 years.
Ash and Joe. One thing that Joe was saying right there when he said, I really appreciated the players' humility and everything like that. They said it in the public too, you know. I mean, specifically Paige, because, you know, Paige is like the only person people talk to. But, you know, like when she was winning all these awards, she was shouting out specific players by the name. And she kept saying, you know I get a lot of attention. I know, you know, Paige knows who she is. Just like you said, the UConn women's basketball team, they know who they are. They know they're the Duke of the women and the UConn of the UConn, you know. They know they get all the attention and everybody else hates them for it. You know what I'm saying? So
I don't like UConn, but I got to give their players respect. You know what I'm saying? A lot of their players be ballers. So I do give them that. You know what I'm saying?
And a lot of it, and I talked to the player about this as well. I talked to the former player about this. And I could honestly say the former player's name. I didn't ask to say her name.
Don't do it. Don't do it unless.
So I'm not going to say it because I just haven't told her. But I think I don't think she would have a problem with it. But I'm not going to say it. But I was talking to her more so about how you know, this player, the alumni player, she wasn't even originally recruited by UConn. Originally, she ended up getting recruited more by the time she was a senior and ended up going to UConn. But like I thought it was interesting that she told me, she was like, I already had it in my head wherever I was gonna go, I was gonna hate UConn because, you know, when you're coming out of high school, you want to be recruited by Gino, because you know, you take it personal when they don't recruit you. You take it personal when, you know, and UConn can't recruit everybody. You know, they can't recruit everybody. So a lot of these girls take it personal when they don't feel like Gino, you know, gives them that same recruitment time that he's given other players in the past and stuff like that. So
I mean, Gino goes after a certain kind of student anyway. If you notice, he don't go after like those. I don't want to make this sound wrong. I don't
say that because I'm sure I can name a player for what you're about to say.
Yeah, pretty much. So you know what? I'm just gonna shut up on that because I don't want to offend anybody.
But then again, was that a player that, you know, again, like the player I spoke to who was an alumni, she wasn't a highly recruited player by Gino. She ended up at UConn almost by, you know, happenstance, like because they kind of needed to fill certain voids in a roster. So I see what you're saying. There's certain players that Gino does not let get off the board. Like there's certain players.
That's like Dawn Staley. She get criticized for not recruiting white players, as they say.
Yeah, she someone said that in the comment section the last video.
I heard South Carolina threw a lot at Paige, so I don't know where that came
from. But another thing I wanted to say, Joel, I just wanted to apologize again for going off on. See my background. You know, I already kind of know a lot of things, so I know. I went to Georgia State, right? So I went to Georgia State where they literally told the players, because, you know, like us as student journalists, we only ask like 5 questions every interview. So one of the questions is, what are your goals individually in team sport? And, you know, they've been trained, every single student athlete is trained to say, I just want to do the best to help my team win and go out and win a Sun Belt championship.
Another Sun Belt championship.
Program, obviously, winning the Sun Belt championship is a goal.
So when you told me that thing of, the player told you we're excited to go out and win a championship or something. We're motivated more than ever to win a championship, but we got a sour taste in our mouth from last year. Unfinished business. These are all the cliches that the players at Georgia State, every time I talk to them, were taught to say. Every time we ask this basic question.
I should have clarified.
So when you said that, it triggered me to just be like, cliche. So
Yeah,
I
that's not what I
apologize.
meant. I should have clarified that before I said. I meant more so because I honestly didn't think the UConn players. I don't think they really had that. This is our championship to lose mentality. I feel like this season they kind of had the mentality of we're gonna see how far we get. And yeah, we should win and we want to win, but I didn't hear that we know we're the best team because I don't think they really believed that they were the best team this year because it was just too many new pieces and it was too many. And a lot of people, I also want to clarify this as well, because I said something about new pieces in another video, and Rashad had said, brought up like Kristen Williams, Olivia Nelson-Nadota, people that have been there. But a lot of Liv and Kristen, this was their first year where they had to really be the leaders of the team completely. They were in new roles as well. And that Final Four game, and I still think I would have just loved to see our chances. I would have loved to see our chances. And that was one of the things I talked to the current player about. One of the things that, one of the reasons why you can't, play Russian roulette with games like Arizona is because things may not go your way down the stretch. Paige was struggling in that Arizona game to score, right? Paige was struggling. Kristen Williams, if you go back and watch that game, Kristen had started to kind of score. She started to start, and then right when she started to score, she fouled out. And those are the type of things that you cannot predict happening in a game. And I didn't even look at Kristen fouling out as big as I should have, but when I went back
she
and
was heated. She was heated.
that
She
was
had
huge for us
28?
down the stretch.
Yeah, she had 28. She was the only one that had it
Yeah.
going. Paige
And I would have loved to see
usually
our
comes on
chances
at the
down
end
the
of the game.
stretch because Paige started scoring. Aaliyah Edwards started scoring a little bit. I would have loved to see our chances down the stretch because Paige and them cut it to 5. I would have loved to see our chances with another scorer, on that court. We still may not have won, but I would have felt better about them losing without, because Kristen wasn't on the floor most of the fourth quarter, and that was huge for UConn. But that goes back into the mentality. That's why you can't play Russian roulette when it comes to these NCAA tournament games. As far as their opponents, they want to say this.
Dun, dun, dun.
Have fun at USA Trials, because baby, we in the lab and we cooking. I'm just playing. But they respect everybody. Which is kind of oxymoron because they didn't just respect Arizona. But I don't think it was a thing that they didn't respect Arizona. They didn't think Arizona deserved to be here or we're better than Arizona. I don't think it was that. I just don't think that they, I don't think that they thought it was realistic for Arizona to send them home. And like I said, in that Baylor game, they were scared in that Baylor game. Even though they were playing through it, but their nerves, you can tell when they're nervous, or when they're playing for their lives, when they're playing a little frantically. They just didn't have that in that Arizona game. And the player wouldn't admit that they, necessarily took them lightly. But what she did say is that she felt like that Baylor game threw off the trajectory of their pathway. And I kind of didn't really realize what she meant by that until we started talking a little bit more about it. And I agree, having a game like that Baylor game, it really does, it gives you a false sense of, all right, ain't nobody left. Because I told you, Rashad, as a fan, I was nervous about that Baylor game. I was at work, when it's about to be at 7, it's about to be 8 o'clock. Lord, geez, we got to play Baylor tonight. But when Arizona game, man, I was chilling. Yeah, we got Arizona tonight. We're going to breeze through them.
It would have been a hell of a finals if them and South Carolina couldn't have made it. That would have been pretty good nationally. Pretty good.
We're not talking about
South Carolina or them in Maryland.
Well,
if
I stop talking about South Carolina, you stop talking about the Huskies. How about that?
If I really stops talking about UConn, there would be no sport to talk about. So
see, now you feeling yourself too much.
Well, we got the WNBA in next week? Fellas, WNBA, who y'all got? I'm just kidding.
Shout out to this player, because one day this player will be in the WNBA.
Las Vegas Aces.
You really answered the question. I was like, oh snap. Shout out.
There's so many UConn players in the WNBA. You can't really hone in on one team. You kind of have to support everybody.
Nah, I only support the Aces. Asia Wilson.
Wait, hold
Yeah.
on. No. Joel's giving some good things on insight on a player from the team, and I'm very interested in it. So, Joel, continue before you get too off track, because I know y'all two gonna go on this little thing of Asia Wilson and the WNBA, and it's gonna stay with the insider stuff.
And this
And then
player
we can
also
get
let me know that, we're going to keep in contact through the season because I want to know what's going on in the locker room. And
So
but,
don't slip up and say her name, Joel. Don't fumble
AZ
the bag.
Fudd. I'm not. AZ Fudd. Let's address AZ Fudd. As a team, they're very excited about AZ coming in because and again, I say this for the 10th time. A lot of this stuff I'm telling y'all, I already said this, but the reason why they're so excited about AZ is because they felt like what was missing this year, a dead-eye shooter. And they feel like that's the piece that is they're gonna use to spread the floor. Now, what I did ask, and I did not get an answer for, which I thought was interesting, was who is going to be the number one offensive post player? Which means who is Gino going to highlight in the post scoring wise as the number one option? I believe it's going to be Aaliyah Edwards. I was not given an answer. So I think not being given an answer told me all I needed to know because Olivia Nelson-Ododa will be a senior. So if she's a senior, she's not the number one post option for scoring. I think that's interesting. And I think Gino should think about that. I think he should think about maybe using Olivia more in the high post as he usually uses her to facilitate and really, really give Aaliyah Edwards all the space she needs down on that block to go to work. Because I personally, and I know a lot of people may not think this, but I personally believe Aaliyah Edwards can be a better player than Aaliyah Boston at South Carolina.
That's what we used to do with Asia Wilson when we had Elena Coates as a center. We would put her in the high post and let Elena Coates work in the middle. So that's where Asian always got her jumpers and stuff from. She never was really that much of a post you up player.
Yeah, Olivia just doesn't finish well. I mean, she's not a good finisher around the rim. Like just talking about strength, and I think if Aaliyah can come in next season and finish around the rim, how she was finishing as a freshman was already impressive. But if she can come in next season and really finish around the rim consistently, man, she gets offensive rebounds. That's a given with Aaliyah.
If she hit that weight gym a little harder, I believe she could pretty much raise her game a little bit.
I think Aaliyah Edwards is already pretty strong. I mean, I didn't see nobody that bullied Aaliyah Edwards this season. Now, she is foul.
No, Aaliyah Edwards held her own. I give her that. She held her own.
She's a tough kid.
Olivia Nelson.
Yeah, she's a tough kid. I think Aaliyah has to learn how to just not get those ticky-tack fouls called. Once she kind of learns how to not pick up those fouls and stay on the floor longer, I think it's gonna be interesting. And I told Rashad in that Arizona game toward the end, it was a play where Aaliyah Edwards had the ball at the foul line. She took one dribble and she laid it up. I mean, she blew past her defender, took one dribble and laid it up from the free throw line. If she can make that move consistently, look out. If she can make that one dribble glide into the rim like Maya, look out. And she did that in the Arizona game. Wait, Rashad, can I share real quick?
Yeah, I was about to look up that stat.
I just wanted to show
on Aaliyah Edwards. I think she was like the third highest.
Me personally, I love my team. We all love our team, but I also want to shout out some of the schools that don't get recognition. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I want to shout out to all the schools that don't really get talked about. You know what I'm saying? That feel they don't get any kind of recognition. I was looking today that I didn't even know Syracuse had so many players is in the transfer portal to leave there.
One of their players actually went to Louisville, I think. One of their top players went to Louisville. We actually got Dorka from Ohio State, which is another huge transfer. That's a 14.11 rebound player that's coming to UConn. I was just like, man, we gonna be loaded next year. Playing time is gonna be competitive at Connecticut next year.
They got their highest recruit from Syracuse. I think I can't remember her last name. I believe it's Corso or Cardoso. It's one of the two. I can't pronounce it right.
Cardoso probably. Is it Cardoso?
Yeah, the 6'7" player. Yeah,
Oh wait, she transferred.
yeah, she's leaving.
She transferred.
Where did she transfer to?
They said she didn't pick a school yet, but it's supposed to be like in that conference.
Oh wow, yeah, that
team.
6'7" kid was pretty. She was good against Liv, and see, Liv did good against her. And I thought when Liv battled her, I was like, oh dang, like okay, Olivia's gonna have a pretty good tournament because she did really good against this 6'7" kid. But I don't know what happened after that. But I just wanted to show you, Terrell, this play real quick. This play, Aaliyah Edwards got the ball. If she could do this consistently next season, if she can add this.
You said the elbow. She was at the 3-point line. If that was one dribble, let me see though. If it was one dribble though, I'm gonna hold you to this, Joe. You said one dribble. Here we go. Face up. Okay.
One dribble.
Right, one dribble. Oh my God.
If she can make that move right there consistently.
Bruh, she did that from the 3-point line, bruh.
Run that back.
She did that from the 3-point line, bruh. Look at this.
I thought that was the free throw line.
No, that was a 3-point line, bro. Look.
Like if she can make this move consistently next season, man, look out. But yeah, she is at the 3-point line.
That's one dribble.
Go ahead, run it.
Look.
One dribble.
See?
One.
That's it. That's all she did.
Yeah.
Look at that. I mean,
bro, that's crazy, bro. That's crazy.
Like if she can do that consistently,
crazy,
look out.
That's crazy, bro.
Damn, she just blew right past that girl. Like,
how did she?
But she don't even know that she can do that. You see what I'm saying? She's only a freshman.
I know it kind of looked like she carried. I mean, she walked, but she didn't.
I mean, you would think so because it's like Giannis, bro. Like Giannis does that thing in one dribble, bro.
Yeah, you're not lying.
And when I saw that, I was like, dang. I was like, man, if Aaliyah Edwards can add that consistently.
Man, these girls these days, man, they're athletic. Man.
Rashad, she going one-on-one.
Yeah, triple threat. Oh, hey, Joe, that's against double team.
but Rashad, you want to know why? That's why I said she could be better than Leah Boston because she already has that post game. If she can add that.
But Aaliyah kind of like undefeated right now.
I mean, if she can add that, I mean,
you got to think. Old girl she was only a sophomore this year, and she was named.
You know what I'm saying? Aaliyah puts up triple doubles.
Yeah,
Aaliyah puts up triple doubles. You know what I'm saying?
I was just talking about their skill set. I was talking about their skill set because I mean, Aaliyah Edwards that puts her, you know, kind of like in a not Stewie like limelight, but like type of player, like a Stewie, Asia Wilson type of player.
Hey, Terrell, is it time to have the conversation? Why does Joel hate bigs? Why does that's the question. That's the title of the video. Why does Joel hate bigs?
Hello, Tina Charles. Tina Charles, Rebecca Lobo.
He said Tina Charles. He named all the UCONN folks. Look. We talking about Asia Wilson versus Katie Lou. And he said with that, he was like, Asia she only limited to the inside game. Okay, she's one of the best to do it. What do you got against bigs? What you got against bigs?
The thing about that is
clean, Joel. Come clean.
Asia doesn't identify as just like a true post. I think she more so wants to identify as like a hybrid, being able to do guard stuff and inside stuff. And I think
she's like a hybrid from mid-range to end. Yeah, I said she's like a hybrid from mid-range to end. You heard me, Joel?
Like what we just saw Leah Edwards do, like that one dribble kind of go one-on-one. Like you don't really see Asia Wilson do that as much like anymore. But like when she was coming out of high school, Asia had the ball. I'm telling you, if you go look at her highlights, we pull them up now. Asia Wilson used to go one-on-one with the ball in her hands in high school. So I know she doesn't identify as like a true back to the basket post. Like Asia got some guard skills in her. I just don't think that Don really utilized them like that.
I mean,
I believe Dawn had a leash. I don't know. I think Dawn have a leash on a couple of her players, man. Like
that's what's wrong. Liv wants to be a kind of like that type of guard, you know. But I mean,
what we need, and I hope.
No, hold on. What you mean, Joe? What you mean, Joe? He said, but I mean.
No, I said that. I think that's kind of been the problem with Olivia. I think that she has kind of wanted to be more of a guard than like that back to the basket traditional post player. You know, like Aaliyah, it seems like Aaliyah Edwards, she kind of prefers to be down there. But as we just saw in that play I just showed y'all, Aaliyah also can go outside and, you know, do that play that she just made. But, you know, in this type of day and age with women's basketball, as a post player, you got to know how to do both when you got players like Stewie that can step out and hit the three. You know, you got players like Candace Parker, Liz Cambage. You know, those are versatile bigs. So you can't just
get you a player who can do both.
Like Tina Charles even developed more of an outside game in the WNBA that she didn't have at UConn because she had to. So
now,
it's just
Aaliyah Boston, if she could brush up on her driving, I think that'd be much good. But as far as now she added the 3-point to her.
Got them threes. She not shy about them threes.
Oh no, she ain't shy about that shit. Take him, even though I seen her airball a couple, but
she took a step back in that UConn game. I was like, oh, she don't care. She took
the first wasn't that like the first play of the game? Yeah, that kind of shocked me.
It was in the fourth quarter when the game was tight, and she took a step back three. And I remember Don was like that, and that wasn't a good shot. But I was just thinking, I was like, I mean, you gotta like her confidence. Like she's like, I'm gonna add that to my game consistently.
Yeah, you gotta love her though, man. I love her personality.
She's such a sweetheart, and that's why it's so. These kids nowadays, I mean, they've always been good people, but like, I love the personality of.
That's like Paige. I love Paige. I just don't like UConn. I love her and her game. I just don't like the logo that's on her shirt. That's all. But the players, I love them to death, man. I love all y'all players.
Logo on her shirt. That's what kills me. If UConn, but you wouldn't necessarily hate UConn if UConn sucks.
Didn't win so much. See, I'm not going. Yeah, that's what my hate is based on. Every time I turned on the news, the confetti was falling down in stores. I got tired. I was like, you know what? I am so tired of seeing these people. The next thing on the news, UConn 105 game winning streak. I'm like, damn, I'm like 105 games. Like that's unprecedented.
Y'all were the school that broke 100.
They used to be doing 100 games, lose one game by two with the player tip it at the last second and they go in. And then they go on another 110 games and win the next 4.
Yeah.
So that was like in the heat of that. I was watching old I believe it's Gabby Williams, her senior year exiting on UCTV. Shout out to Connecticut Television. Shout out to the student.
You said we lost Gabby senior year?
No. Gabby senior year, when she was going into the draft, she did an interview with the student media. You know, they were just talking about, you know, like, how you feel about, you know, all the people, you know, saying that you guys are bad for the game and stuff. They're like, I think it's great for the game that we're winning this much. And, you know, to have a dominant team. And, you know, I don't know. It was just funny because I remember back then when they were, like, doing 100 and then lose a game by, like, a buzzer beater, 102 to 103 type game, you know what I'm saying? Then go on another 100 winnings. Like I just remember that time and being like,
UConn, I think it was good. This is why I think it was good for the game. People were already disrespecting the women's game because it was less than. It's assumed that it's the game is less than. And I just feel like Gino was like, hey, you know, our success is going to force people to elevate the way they play. You know, because to beat us, they're going to have to elevate their games to beat us.
But look, Joe. Okay, so this goes back to a point that you made talking to the former player saying that women's basketball has always had great teams and great talent.
Yeah.
But you kind of are just walking into that of saying that UConn going on these 800 game winning streaks that challenge other programs to step it up.
I think we live in a society that is very like what's the word? We kind of focus on what's happening now, but like people don't remember that before UConn was built into UConn, Tennessee was doing the same exact thing, and somebody had to build a program to take Tennessee down. Tennessee was winning championship after championship, dominating the sport. You know, UConn had to build themselves up to take down Tennessee. You saw the same thing that happened with Notre Dame when they started to take down UConn. So I think having these perennial powers at the end of the day, I think it is good for the game because other teams do get tired of it and they do build their programs up and start taking down these heavy, top dogs. You know, UConn had to, a lot of people don't go back and watch what UConn had to go through their first season they made a Final Four, or the first season that they won a championship, or the first time they beat Tennessee on ESPN. Like those same moments that y'all had at South Carolina. We ain't hang a banner for them, but
I think, now I'm gonna tell you two players that I always enjoyed their game that played for UConn, and I think they was kind of underrated. Well, not gonna really say underrated, but just didn't really get too much talk about. I think Gabby and Nafisa was two good, solid players for y'all.
The comments
Yeah.
said that too. Well,
I think
when
Gabby
I
and
think
Fisa,
back to that team, Gabby's the first player I think about.
yeah, I
Gabby
think
she had some hops on her. She had some bunnies on her. I give her that.
didn't get as much national recognition because she was more of a defensive player. She wasn't great offensively. I don't know why Fisa didn't get more. I mean, Fisa, I don't even think was a first team All American or she wasn't even a finalist her senior year for the Player of the Year trophy. I'm not sure why they didn't give Fisa more credit.
She gets it now though. Salute. Shout out Fisa.
Doesn't Gabby? I mean, what team does Gabby play for in the WNBA?
Chicago.
The Sky.
Yeah, she was balling out.
She cold.
Yeah, I got a squad with Gabby. I mean, Lou was on that squad, but Gabby, Stephanie Dawson is there. Diamond Shields, Courtney Vandersloot.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Ali and Sloot.
Parker.
That backcourt, they next level, bro. They next level. Like next level. Like you talk about point guard and one of the best shooters ever, and then coming off the bench, they brought in Shyla Hill now. And then Lexi Brown coming off the bench. Shout out Lexi Brown. We were talking about her a few episodes ago. I don't want to turn this into a WNBA episode, but Chicago, yeah, they've been knocking on that door the last couple of years, like they said. So we'll see what they do, this
So
year.
the moral of the story from the UConn player was next year's championship is our championship to lose. Period.
I said that already.
Y'all don't want to wait, hold on. I want to thank the UConn player for saying that we don't expect Nat to win the national championship when we start practice next year.
Rashad is throwing shade, but
because I'm sorry. Those cliche statements sometimes they just get me a little charged up.
They're not cliche though when you're playing for a program that hasn't consistently won national championships over the year. It's not really a cliche. Like if you think about it, it's only a cliche.
Hold on, I'm getting tripped up. I'm stuttering at this point because I didn't got too upset. But it's like if you're one of those teams who are consistently contending for a national championship around this 4-year gap, right? These last 4 or 5 seasons, you should expect to come in with the goal we want to win this year because we got an Elite 8, we got Final 4, we got, we were ranked top 5 all season, and we keep running into Final 4, keep going to the championship game, can't get over the hump, keep doing this. All of those teams should have the expectation, just like in any other sport, in the world of sports. Should have the expectation.
It's one thing to have the expectation, but I also think that whoever's on your team personnel-wise, like sometimes you can take it for granted that maybe these people will be back, next year. We'll always have another chance to win. And I think what I was getting from the player was maybe they realized that window is now gone and it's all or nothing now. And I think it was more so that point as opposed to like just saying we're coming in hungry. I think that was the hungry that she meant. Like we know that this is it, like and this is it for some of the players on our team as opposed to maybe
like the player you talked to.
I'm not saying that.
No comment. My bad. I'm not trying to get Joe caught up on that or the player. I'm just sorry.
I guess all I can say is time will tell. We will find out very soon, very very soon.
And if you guys are wondering, Ash doesn't have social media, so he can't just DM with players or whatever and get the South Carolina. I wish he could. Ash,
and that's the thing. That's the thing. That's why I was telling you. That's why I was telling you, Rashad. I'm really been thinking about starting this channel because I have a kind of a little insight to South Carolina women's basketball. So I'm thinking about being able to get in there and get to interview some of these girls and
see, I'm gonna be watching South Carolina all season. Like I'm not gonna miss South because like the thing that worries me about South Carolina is and like you said with the hunger, with everybody Rashad having that hunger, like another thing is how you lose. And usually people don't lose like UConn. UConn has lost some heartbreakers. What bothers me about South Carolina coming into next year is that they lost a heartbreaker this year. And when you lose those heartbreakers, your motivation for that next, I know what type of motivation that gives a team. So that's another reason why I think South Carolina is right there with UConn next year as a favorite to win, because I think Stanford They won already, so you know they're not used to defending a championship. So I would be very surprised if Stanford repeated. I will be very surprised. I don't think.
Hey,
Haley,
you hear that, Haley? You hear that, Haley? You heard
is
it
good.
here first, Haley.
Haley was the number one coming out of her class, but again, Haley is also one of those number one picks that Gino was okay with letting go. Like certain number ones you cannot lose, and Haley is not one of those cards. Just like in spades, there's certain cards that you can go without or you can do without. And Haley, to me, as good as she is, she isn't one of those players that I feel like you just can't have on the board. Like I don't care. Out of all the girls in the NCAA right now going into next season, if we all picking teams, I am not picking one person before Paige. Not one. I'm picking Paige first. I don't care if you pick the next 2-3 picks. I'm getting Paige on the board. I'm taking her. I'm not scouting against her. I'm not going to have to do that. And I don't feel like Haley is one of those players. Like Haley's good, but is she great? I don't know about that.
Yeah, I would take Paige.
You're right.
I would take Paige over
I don't know if she's good or great. I just call her champ. So maybe that's just me. Maybe I just call her champ, but you know, yeah, it is what it is. Go ahead, Terrell.
Sounds good to me, champ.
Yeah, she could be champ. She could be a champ and still not be the best player in basketball, which she isn't. So I mean, that's
She isn't. She had the best run in the tournament. She had the best run in the tournament.
Not always.
That individual stat is not going to be placed on you unless it's a one-on-one anyway. So it's a team game.
It's a team game, and that's the beauty of the tournament. Not the best player and best team always doesn't win. That's the beauty of it. That's why we watch. So I mean, Haley Jones is not the best player in basketball. Paige is. We all know that. But she won. She's a champion. But that's
Thank you. That's all I wanted to hear. We respect Haley Jones on this channel.
And Haley Jones, and the reason why I'm so tough on Haley Jones is because it's just this past season. Now Haley Jones may come into next season. She may be a first team All-American. She wasn't. I believe that Haley Jones has the talent to at least be a first team All-American, and she hasn't yet in her career. Paige came out the door player of the year, so you got to give her that respect. But I also don't think, you know, all three of us are basketball heads. I don't know about Terrell because he's a little biased, but if we all going picking teams one-on-one, we only can pick one player at a time. All the girls that's left in the NCAA.
So Terrell will pick Paige too.
Oh yeah.
We talked about this. I got you, Terrell. See how he tried to do you.
Yeah,
I got you.
You see,
Terrell keep it real. That's one thing about Terrell. And I apologize, Joe, for cutting you off right there. I'm gonna let you speak.
No. But I wasn't saying anything. But it will be interesting to see if, you know, if AZ comes in next year, and if she's just as good as Paige, you know, you never know. Well, you got Paige, I take AZ. You know, if it's that type of situation, it's gonna be hard. I mean, I didn't expect AZ.
Man, look at. I hope. No, matter of fact, I'm not gonna say that. I hope she's as good as advertised, because that's just gonna make it even better. That'll make the games even more better to watch.
So you hope
but it's also gonna be a damper if y'all win it. I'm not gonna appreciate it if y'all win.
She's player of the year as a freshman talent level.
Yeah, I mean, if she earns that award, I'm cool with that. You know what I'm saying? I'm cool with basically whoever they give it to, long as they deserve it. Now, if you put up the stats, then you deserve it. But if you just come in and get it off your name, then no.
Last time Gino had two players that were player of the year type candidates on the same roster, championships were produced. So I don't know if you want that.
Hey, I mean, if it come to y'all, you know, I will have to, you know, man up and, you know, give y'all respect. That's one thing about me, man. I'm never that person who's gonna take any credit away if you earn it. I mean, if y'all earn it and if y'all come through us and beat us fair and square, so all I could do is eat that nice big piece of humble pie and, you know, and take it on the chin to the next year. That's all.
Oh, hopefully we'll beat it. I'm gonna be in Minnesota next year. I'm going to the Final Four in Minnesota. It's hometown. I'll be there.
We gotta hopefully something in the basketball gods will put it that way that we all can meet up for a certain game or something. That would be so cool.
Terrell probably won't buy his ticket until the night before because he don't know if South Carolina gonna really get there. But baby, I could buy my ticket. I could buy my ticket for the Final Four right now.
If that's the case, that's what I'm talking about. You already know we gonna be there. You know we gonna be in that 4. If we don't make the championship, we definitely gonna be in that 4. That I will say. We'll be in the top 4.
South Carolina and UConn, I think both will be number 1 seed. It's gonna be interesting next year because everybody's saying South Carolina and UConn, but you know you still got Ryan Howard at Kentucky. You still got Alyssa Smith at.
She don't have the talent around her.
I don't know.
Ryan Howard's a
I'm looking
baller,
at
but she don't have the
Iowa
talent.
coming back. I'm looking at Stanford. I'm looking at Maryland. I'm looking at Louisville. I'm looking at a couple of teams.
I would rather be in Louisville's bracket. I don't want Iowa in my bracket next year. They better not put Iowa in our bracket.
Caitlin is coming back. Caitlin is. I ain't forget about you, Caitlin. I got you. If nobody's gonna, I'll be the Caitlin stand on this.
Fellas, I have a little statement. I got a little make it announcement.
They always want to put these up and coming programs and stars in UConn bracket. Put them in these other kids bracket. We should have.
Go ahead, Terrell. Go ahead, Terrell.
I have to pick the little ones up and bring them all home before it get too late. So I'm gonna have to kind of cut this one short right here tonight. But also wanted to say, I appreciate being on here. Love y'all guys, man. Joe, I love having the debates with you, man. It's the coolest thing going on right now for me as far as with these conversations. And I'm really gonna start this little channel up so that way I can have my own little channel and can have my little subscribers. And oh yeah, y'all hit that subscribe button and punch that bell for my boy Rashad right here.
I was like, Terrell, wait, you got to tell them that for your channel.
yeah. I was about to say, hey, but y'all subscribe to Ash once he gets started, everything like that.
Yeah, Ash, I definitely
just go ahead and comment it down below.
Yeah, you know, I'm gonna have y'all guys on.
Videos up, and then I'm gonna pin it. Hey, I got you, my guy.
I don't got the patience channel, but
hopefully I'll talk to y'all soon, man.
Salute. Right. Be safe. May the kiddies be safe as well, man.
All right.
Shout out to the player that reached out to me via Instagram because of your videos, Rashad. I appreciate.
Wait, and here's the last thing I'm gonna say about that player on the thing. So you telling me you were on my page where one of my most viewed videos is the interview with Liv, and you still thought the channel was Joe's. But hey, it's all right. It's all right. Joel got that pull. It's okay. It's all right.
I mean, you weren't saying the right things, Rashad. So I mean, you weren't saying the right things. What I'm playing, but they know it's your channel. I'm not the journalist. I made that perfectly clear.
Nah, Joel, yeah, but Joel.
I feel like they reached out. I mean, they gave me their personal cell phone number. I mean, we talked via cell phone, so I think the fact. But I feel like the fact that I let them know that I'm not a journalist, I think that made them want to talk to me just normally. I was like, I'm just a fan of you guys. I'm not a journalist. Like, I could care less about, I don't got no channel. I ain't about to make no channel no time soon. But, I did want to get that stuff out to the UConn fans because there are a lot of UConn fans that watch these videos. I just wanted to let them know that our girls are in the lab and they're hungry. And from what I can kind of tell, they've already learned something from that loss with Arizona, which is great because if they've already learned this much this quick, that means they got a whole year to learn even more. So I really think we're gonna come out on top next season. I really do. And if we don't, it'll have to be on a game winner. We're losing on a game winner if we don't come out on top. It's a game winner. It's a game winner.
Side cut, crossover. Oops, step back. Kick out to Raven Johnson, the freshman. It's the buzzer! South Carolina! Oh my gosh, I gotta bring you guys back on for that one.
I mean, you know how Mulkey and Don Staley are with these freshmen. They don't like playing freshmen. I see some of these freshmen today a junior. Shoot, I ain't even know Moon Urson was about to leave because
you didn't know who she was, so she played Jackson State.
Shoot, like Mulkey don't be playing freshmen, and Don will play freshmen a little bit more. But shoot, Gino, if you good, Gino, throw your butt out there. Let's go.
All right. Well, I think like Terrell said, he pretty much closed it. So I think we're gonna wrap it up here. Been going for probably about an hour and a half. So yeah, go ahead, get this thing up. Once again, appreciate the player who talked to Joel. Because Joel's not a journalist, you probably wouldn't talk to me cares about
You're so shady. That's why they want to talk to you because you always got to throw shade.
that want no shade. I'm just saying, like, people aren't going to talk to me just because whatever. But
You're like, I didn't want to talk to me. Why they want to talk to me?
no, it's cool. Go ahead.
Look, I'm gonna let her know. The next thing, I'm like, please hit up Rashad and give him an exclusive for your channel.
No, don't do that. Don't do that. Because look, I don't want to get nobody in trouble. Anna Labonte, hit my line. We'll do it. If I do it, I'm gonna do it the right way. Anna Labonte, hit my line. ASAP.
Who is that?
That's someone on, you know what I'm saying? The right channels are where you go, you know what I'm saying?
Okay, I guess.
To set up something like that. All right, everybody, if you are new to the channel, this is the road to 2K subs. Appreciate it so much. Make sure you wash your hands, wear your mask, and if you've done enough research on the vaccine and you feel comfortable enough taking the vaccine, take the vaccine so we can have normal crowds at basketball games again. Until next time, rest in peace, Terrence Clark.